Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, move in silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Chapter 1. The Big Cosmic Reveal. Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Today, we're diving into a serious case, and the stars have been doing some big things in the background. Recently, Philly, or should I say young Philly, a rapper, aka Andreas Felipe Valencia Barrentos, has been arrested on charges of Grape and choking a woman. Listen, I've got to play on the words. We are on the tube, remember, darling dears. When the alleged occurred was whilst Pluto was still in retrograde in Capricorn. Specifically, on themes related to structure, authority, ambition, and long-term goals. Capricorn represents discipline, responsibility, and societal structures. So when Pluto goes retrograde in this sign, it brings an intense period of introspection and transformation in those areas. The alleged incident happened in Perth, in Australia. Philly is currently out on bail. And while these charges are still alleged until proven in a court of law, we're going to explore what Philly's chart says about his situation. In my opinion, as a Western tropical astrologer, people can wear a mask. However, the charts don't lie. Why do I say this? Because it's your snapshot of your Akashic record at the date and time of your birth, darling dears. Everything you need to know about yourself is in your birth natal chart, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. On all of the charts, you will notice that there's a blue wheel in the middle. That is your natal chart. Okay, and then we have some red lines around the outside. That is your bi-wheel chart. And it will show what's influencing him right now and how the energies in the universe might shape his current situation. Mars is the planet of action, aggression, and energy. In Philly's natal chart, Mars is in Libra in the 5th house, which governs creativity, romance, and children. Mars in Libra makes him extremely charming, assertive, and sometimes overly controlling in romantic and creative expressions. This placement shows a strong drive to exert power in areas, but it can lead to struggles with control and dominance, especially when he's feeling challenged. Good golly and gosh, I just had a flash then of these mysterious hands coming towards my throat chakra, darling dears, to try and choke the light out of my kwati. Imagine that. Mars forms a square with Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th house of work and health. A square represents tension, and here it shows a conflict between his desire for control in his creative life and the transformations or challenges he's facing in his work and health routines. This aspect can lead to power struggles or intense actions that create conflict in his everyday life. Mars is currently transiting Philly's 6th house, which rules daily routines and health. This transit brings a lot of energy to those areas of his life, but it can also lead to conflicts or stress, especially in the workplace. With Mars active in the 6th house, there's a heightened risk of arguments, health issues related to stress, or actions being taken that could lead to further complications. Mars will square Philly's ascendant on the 20th of November 2024, creating tension between how he's managing his daily responsibilities and how others are seeing him publicly. This square could reflect the pressures he's facing in his deals all of his dealings with public scrutiny all around and the arrest and the bail. This energy could manifest in conflicts and how he's been perceived. Yeah, it's definitely changing how people are perceiving him. It's causing many arguments, darling dears, versus how he's trying to manage his routine and legal matters. Now, bestie, let's unpack Chapter 2, Mars Drama. Well, Big Cat, now that we've covered how Mars is playing a major role in Philly's daily life and public identity, let's dive into how this planet of aggression and action is influencing his relationships. Remember, Philly is currently out on bail after being arrested on alleged charge of Grape and choking someone's throat chakra blood. Listen, I had to put in the truth roof. Pinky's up. Allegedly. This situation might show up in the stars, particularly with how Mars is squaring key aspects of his chart. In the natal chart, Mars in Libra is in the 5th house. It makes Philly, I nearly called him Millie. No, his name is Philly. Listen, if he goes to prison, it might be Millie. Listen, oi, let's get back on track, Big Cat. Right. Okay, Mars in Libra is in the 5th house, and it makes Philly bold and assertive in his romantic and creative pursuits. Mars in the 5th house often brings fiery energy to how someone expresses their creativity and approaches romance, especially in tense or challenging situations. This placement can show a tendency to be extremely forceful or aggressive, potentially leading to misunderstandings or conflicts. Mars also forms a square with Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th house. This aspect creates tension between Philly's assertive energy in his romantic and creative life and the control issues in his daily work and health routines. Pluto represents control and transformation, so this square suggests that Philly may face power struggles, especially when under pressure. Chapter 3, Venus Problems. Now that we've seen how Mars is stirring up conflict in Philly's life, let's turn our attention to Venus, the planet of love, relationships and values, and its relationship to Pluto, the planet of power and control. Venus is in Leo in the 3rd house, showing that Philly values loyalty, self-expression and order, especially in communications and relationships. This placement gives Philly a charming yet sometimes dramatic approach to how he expresses love. Venus in Leo can be a bit of a perfectionist, always striving for an ideal balance between love and how he communicates with others his true feelings. Philly likely approaches love and charm with charisma and high standards, but this perfectionist nature can lead to friction in his relationships, especially when others fall short of his expectations. Venus forms a sextile with Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th house, indicating that his relationships are deeply tied to power dynamics. Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th house brings intensity and control issues in Philly's daily routine and work environment, affecting how he relates to others in close relationships. The sextile shows that while this connection can be harmonious, there's still an underlying push-pull around control and power in personal life. By January 2025, transiting Venus will square Pluto in Capricorn in the 9th house, indicating power struggles or control issues in relationships, especially around legal, philosophical, or long-term matters. This could manifest as conflicts related to belief systems, legal challenges, or a clash between personal values and external pressures. Chapter 4, Pluto's power struggles and transformation. Big Cat. Now that we've explored Venus's role in Philly's relationships, it's time to talk about Pluto, the planet of transformation, power and control. Pluto brings deep changes, and in Philly's chart, it's creating intense energy, especially around power struggles in his work life and public image. Pluto in Scorpio is positioned in Philly's 6th house of work and daily routines, as well as his health. This suggests that Philly's daily life is marked by intense transformations and challenges around control. In his work environment, there may be ongoing power struggles, or Philly could be feeling or trying his best to maintain control in the face of the escalating issues, including health matters. Pluto's influence here can be subtle but overwhelming. Pluto forms a square with Mars in Leo in the 3rd house of communication. This aspect, it creates tension between how Philly expresses himself and his desire for control in his daily life. Mars in the 3rd house makes him assertive and bold in his communication, but Pluto influences lead to power struggles, particularly in intense or conflict-ridden conversations, especially in challenging situations. Currently, Pluto is transiting through Philly's 10th house of career, public image and reputation. Pluto's transit through this house marks a time of deep transformation in how he is perceived by the public, likely connected to his arrest and the scrutiny around it. This pressure on his public persona and career is mounting, and this period indicates that Philly's professional life and reputation are undergoing intense changes. By February 2025, transiting Pluto will square Philly's Mercury in Pisces in the 9th house, the house of beliefs, law, and long-distance matters. Baby, it's all there. Mercury governs communication, and this aspect will likely represent intense pressure in how Philly manages legal matters and public narratives. The square to Pluto suggests that legal issues, particularly those related to control or power dynamics, could lead to a critical point during this time, with Philly being forced to confront these matters head on. Chapter 5. The emotionally cold front. No pun intended, darling dears. Big cat. We're looking at how Mars and Pluto are creating tension and transformation in Philly's life. But now we're going to talk about Saturn. Hey! Woo, child! Saturn, the planet of lessons, restrictions, and heavy responsibilities. Saturn is sitting in Philly's 12th house of hidden matters, the subconscious, and mental health. Saturn in this house creates feelings of isolation or being burdened by emotional responsibilities that are hidden from the world. The moon in Aquarius is also in the 12th house, showing that Philly processes his emotions privately, preferring intellectual distance over emotional expression. This makes him emotionally detached or cold, especially during challenging times. Saturn is currently transiting Philly's 1st house, and this is a significant transit that brings responsibility and public accountability. Saturn's transit often pushes individuals to face the consequences of their actions, and Philly will feel this pressure intensely as Saturn conjuncts his ascendant on the 28th of February 2025. Chapter 6. Trial dates, cosmic pressure peaks. Big cat, the stars have been building towards a major showdown for Philly, and the universe is giving us key dates when these transits could come to head. Mars is transiting Philly's 6th house, bringing action and conflict into his daily routines. This transit peaks on the 12th of November 2024, possibly marking an important moment of public scrutiny or increased pressure related to this case. On the 20th of November 2024, transiting Mars will square his ascendant, creating tension between how he is perceived publicly and how he manages daily responsibilities. The next major transit is on the 28th of February 2025, when Saturn conjuncts his ascendant, marking a time of accountability. Saturn's energy is about facing consequences, and this conjunction could signify a critical moment in Philly's legal journey. Chapter 7, The Cosmic Verdict. Big Cat, we've journeyed through Philly's chart, diving deep into the fiery energy of Mars, the heavy responsibilities of Saturn, and the intense transformations that Pluto brings in. And it is bringing in a ticking time bomb. The universe is sending clear signals that the road ahead is filled with turbulence, and the stars are aligning with what may be a major showdown in his life. Transiting Mars will spark major conflict in Philly's daily life on the 12th of November 2024. And on the 20th of November 2024, as it squares his ascendant, these days will be packed with tension, where public scrutiny will increase immensely. I know, bestie. And the pressure on Philly's reputation will be intensified. Mars doesn't play. Expect confrontations, heated debates, and a fight to maintain control. Venus in Leo sextiling Pluto in Scorpio reveals that Philly's relationships are deeply transformative, but this is no fairy tale. No fairy tale romance. No. Niente. No. Power struggles dominate his interactions, and as Pluto continues its reign, those control issues are going to explode for a brutal cosmic battle that will test his resilience. Saturn conjunct the moon in the 12th house is creating a cold, emotionally isolation for Philly. He's not looking forward to that, darling dears. He's not. This isn't just a light burden, it's the kind of weight that can crush you. When Saturn finally conjuncts with his ascendant on the 28th of February 2025, Philly will be facing the ultimate reckoning. Accountability will be unavoidable. Saturn demands you take responsibility, and for Philly, this karmic moment could shape the rest of his life. The verdict from the cosmos is clear. The stars are all aligned for a dramatic, intense reckoning. While everything remains alleged until proven in the court of law, the stars don't lie. The universe is calling for a confrontation with destiny and Philly's journey through these planetary minefields, where no stone will be left unturned and it will be short of explosive. So please stay tuned in, Big Cat, for some further astrological insights. The cosmic drama is far from over. If you want your own chart read, please hit me up in the Gmail at frequencyphoenix555@gmail.com for your personal cosmic insights. Until we meet again on these astrological screeds, Big Cat Wave!